It's July 19, 2017. The time's 13:19 hours. It's Investigator Carter, Lieutenant Beasley, and Sergeant Daniel. We're in the Internal Affairs Interview Room, reference case 17-24405. Sergeant Daniel, before we went on tape, you read and understood your notification of administrative inquiry.
I did.
Are these your initials and signatures?
It is.
Do you have any questions about the form?
No, sir.
Okay. All right, before we went on tape, we also let you know the reasoning why you're here, and we also let you review your report that you wrote. Is this your report?
It is.
Is it true and correct?
It is.
Okay, and that's your signature on the report?
Yes, sir.
All right, so we're here today, we're talking about, there was a, we'll first start out there. There was a, during your shift meetings, you were told by Lieutenant Prater to discuss with your troops about using the computer, only use it for work.
Correct.
Can you tell me about that, how you heard about it?
From the way I recollect, it was just explained to me from Lieutenant Prater that we were going to tell the troops, because me and Lieutenant Prater meet before our shift meeting with the troops, which is we're going to discuss with them what we're going to discuss for the day. And then we would talk to them about making sure that they don't use the computer for stuff they shouldn't use. And of course I agreed, went out in their shift briefing. And from what I remember, we did tell the troops generically, just make sure you use the computer for what it's supposed to be used for. And if you use thumb drives, to make sure you're only using, things you should be using, obviously. Because I know a lot of these guys, especially at the jail, they'll have movies and stuff on their thumb drives. So we try to make sure they know to only use the stuff they should be using.
All right, so on June 26th, according to your report, 21:30, Sergeant Herndon arrived at headquarters. But prior to that, you had a conversation with Lieutenant Harris.
Yes.
What was that conversation?
Lieutenant Harris called me, and if I can't actually digress even further, a couple of days prior to that, Lieutenant DONDELINGER asked me, hey, have you done anything on the computer at headquarters? And I said, no, I'm up here all the time. I said, but not that. I said, what are you talking about? He said, well, apparently something's setting off alarms with IT, with the servers. Are you downloading anything I'm supposed to download? And I said, all I know how to do is read the news and do my daily stuff I got to do. I said, so no. He said, well, apparently it's setting off alarms, so make sure you're not doing A, B, or C. I'm like, that's fine, whatever. So that was it I heard that day. Well, then the date of this, that Sergeant Harris called me, he called me, kind of panicked on the phone, and literally was like, what are you doing? So I'm sitting up there on the desk reading the news. Why? Well, are you downloading a program right now or using something you're not supposed to be doing? You got a thumb drive? And I said, no, there's nothing in this computer. I'm just reading Fox News. All right, they're setting off alarms somewhere. I can let you go. Click. And I was like, oh, okay. So then he called back a little more calm that time. And I guess talked to Colonel Nation, he said. And he had told me that somebody was using some sort of program that was setting off alarms. And don't worry about it, it wasn't you. And that was the last I heard of it. And then he said, I think I know who was doing it. And of course, in my mind, I had an idea that it was probably Sergeant Herndon, because he was the only other sergeant working besides me. So he ended up, Herndon actually showed up to headquarters and walked up to the desk at, what time did I write down? I don't remember.
21:30.
Showed up to the desk and, hey, can I jump on that computer real quick? I said, that's fine. So I logged out completely down to the login screen. He sat down and started logging in. And of course, I'm standing behind him about 4 or 5 feet. And I'm like, what are you doing? Just asking him what's going on. And he tells me that apparently I'm something that I've got on this computer setting off alarms with IT, and he's downplaying it. And of course, I have no idea what a Tor browser was at the time. So he logs in and he clicks an icon. I don't remember what that icon looked like. I don't know if I wrote it because it was the day, I wrote that the day it happened. I don't remember what the icon looked like, but it was labeled Tor browser. I had never heard of what a Tor browser was.
And you remember specifically it was labeled Tor?
Yes, I remember Tor browser.
So an icon on his computer,
On
his thumb drive,
right,
on
no.
the desktop.
He didn't stick anything in that computer. He logged in, and on the desktop there was an icon labeled Tor browser.
So at that time, he did not have a flash drive in?
No, he did not. He never plugged one in that computer.
Okay.
So I watched him do like his stuff. He right clicks on it because he doesn't open it, but I know when you right click on it, it pulls up a little options. And he starts going through a process, it looks like, to try to just delete the program. And while he's doing it, he's telling me about this program and how I use this back in CID all the time, which I was in CID with you, and I've never even heard of Tor browser. But yeah, I just kind of let him do his thing. And he was actively trying to just delete the program. So setting off things. And I asked him, what is a Tor browser? What is a Tor browser? What is it for? And that's when he told me that it's basically bounces my IP address from shows that I'm in Russia, China. He said, just basically sends it all over the place. And I asked him, I said, why the hell would you want to do that? And he told me because I get unrestricted access to stuff that we're not supposed to have access to, and they can't see what I'm doing. And of course, I was like, well, okay, because I'm not a supervisor, obviously, so I was like, that just doesn't make any sense, but okay. So he deletes it. Then he goes to a second icon, which was a red C. I remember that because I have it on my desktop, but I don't know what it is. It's a red C with a broom on it. And he does the same thing to that program. Deletes whatever that is off his desktop. And then he logs out and goes on his way.
Can you say anything else?
No, we were talking about an incident that
Red
happened,
what?
a broom through it. There's like a push broom. The only reason I know that is because it's on my desktop. But he deleted that
So
too.
when you log in, there's a red broom?
Like a little C with a red broom.
Okay.
Don't know what that is. While he was doing this, we were also talking about an incident that happened earlier in the night where he pepper sprayed a dog at a house, which I wrote a thing on that too. So we were just kind of basically shooting the shit in better terms while he was doing this. But he logged out and left. So I logged back in the computer and went about my business. I did call Lieutenant Harris because I saw it going on and I was like, and the way Lieutenant DONDELINGER brought it up to me a few days prior, it was almost accusatory at the time towards me doing it.
Right.
And so I immediately called Lieutenant Harris and said, well, this is what I saw. Because I don't want to be accused of doing anything like this.
Because you and Sergeant Herndon are on the same shift, so one of you, it's either going to be you at the desk or you on the road.
Well, yeah, there's 4 sergeants, so any of the 4 of us could be on the desk. Here lately, because of whatever's going on with Sergeant Herndon, he's on the desk mostly. And then I'm on it a lot because I'm always gone at SWAT training and doing details for Colonel Nation, so I get the desk a lot. So I knew that they were going to be doing this for this. So when I saw him do that, I immediately called to the Harris and said, look, this is what just happened. This is what I saw. And he was like, look, make notes for what you saw. You may need them later. And I was like, okay. And the next day is when I was told to write this. And I was like, yeah, that's not a problem.
Okay. Now, did he give you any more detail about the Tor browser?
No, pretty much what I wrote. It was very brief. It just that he used it in CID all the time. He said, he did say that I think he said he has this on his thumb drive too, but on the desk, because Lieutenant Harris even asked me about a thumb drive, so it's on the desktop. I know what an icon is versus a thumb drive. I've got a thumb drive. It was on the desktop. And it was real brief. He was just trying to downplay it like it was no big deal and pretty much left.
So,
I can't think of anything right now. Can't think of anything additional other than he right-clicked it, hit delete. Did you see him hit delete?
I didn't see him hit delete. I know what it looks like when it's time to remove a program from a computer. And I recognize that. Like you go through and there's one way you either delete the icon or you have to actually go through the process to delete a program. And what I saw, it looked like he went through to delete the program, not just the icon. I know the difference. Because there's more than just getting the icon off the screen than getting a program off the computer. And it took him a second. It wasn't quick. I mean, he opened a couple boxes and things open. I'm not that inclined to computers, but I could tell that he was doing multiple things to get rid of that one thing.
okay.
And then the C. And then he was done.
So I need to find out, see what that C is, but
I have no idea.
don't go into it. Don't be curious.
No, because it's on my desktop.
That's what I'm saying.
So-
So let's see what that is first.
So has it always been there?
The C, honestly, the first time I saw that is when we got the new computers. That's the first time. The only thing I can assume between the C and the broom is it's some sort of cleaning thing. It's the only thing I can tell. But it's on my desktop.
But you saw him delete it from his
Yes.
login.
Right. I saw him do the same thing to that icon that he did to the Tor browser. Same exact thing. I watched him do it. And that one kind of confused me because I knew in my head, I'm like, I have the same thing on my desktop. So why, in my head, I'm like, why is he deleting that? Because I thought that was put there by the SO.
Yeah, we'll see what it is and we'll tell you.
I've got it.
If it's something that ain't supposed to be on there, we'll have Kaylee.
Yeah, because it's on mine. It's only been there since we got the brand new computers down.
But that's not something that you or Herndon downloaded for you.
No, I don't even open it. I don't need it. We only need email and the internet for faxing orders and the warrants to the jail.
Fox News.
Fox News. I read the news. I told him that. Because you do something you're supposed to? I said, I don't think I do anything to read the news, man. I read WSB, Fox News, like hourly. So yeah, that's about it.
All right, we good?
Yep.
This one? All right, I'm gonna end this interview at 13:29.